Today I'm going to show you how to roll your course content in Canvas. What we mean by rolling is just this idea that you're likely teaching the same class semester to semester, year to year, and you don't want to have to rebuild it from scratch or copy and paste every single page. So there's a process to just grab the whole site, move it, and then reuse it. When we do this process, it's going to be slightly updated from what you might have seen before. It's going to be more compatible with some tools and affect some issues that we've seen in the past. But also, I will walk you through the updating and reviewing process, because as much as we hate it, when we copy the course, it's not going to be absolutely ready for students. There are some things that still need checked and changed before we publish it. I briefly need to talk about course shells. These are empty Canvas sites that get created automatically for staff members a few months before the new term. A few months so that you have plenty of time to get in there, build the site, and then it's ready to go on day one of the semester. All these shells get automatically filled with our CSC Online standard template. You'll notice that right away if you go into a shell because it's got the CSC welcome banner at the top, filler welcome message and image, the Start Here button, and the quick access links at the bottom. We want all classes to use this template. We just want you to fill it in with your own content. That's for a couple reasons. Number one, to maintain some brand identity across all CSC course offerings, but also just to get in the habit of creating some welcome screen that greets the student and gives the student a direction to go. If a student enters a class and they get nothing or some vague messaging, that it's pretty confusing on the first day. So if you use this template to guide you, design something for a student, it helps the class run more smoothly in that first week. We're about to start. Quick note, some of you might know about using this process of going to import content and then copy a Canvas course. This does work. We've just found some weird issues that happen later on through the class. And so the process I'm going to show you is a little bit different. It ends up in the same place and will avoid these weird possible issues that could show up. So yes, this method does work. I'm not going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you a safer way. The first step is you want to go to your old course, the course that we're taking content from. And we're going to go to Settings. On the right hand side, then we're going to go to Export Course Content. We're going to choose to export the course, create export. It could take a little bit of time for this export to complete, but eventually it will, and you'll see new export here. If you've exported this class multiple times, you will see it in the list, and a new export should be at the bottom of the list. So now we're going to click on New Export, and it's going to automatically download the whole course. It's going to likely put this download in your downloads folder, so just keep track of that. Again, this could take a little bit of time depending on how big your course is. With the export downloaded, now we can move to the new empty shell. Once inside the shell, we could go right away to import existing content, or similar to before, we go to settings and then import will also be there. At the top of the import content screen, we're going to click on select one to drop down the menu. And this is the new thing that we're going to use Common Cartridge 1.x package. This came from an update that alleviates some issues we've seen with quizzes and still gives you a really clean copy. We're going to click browse and find that file we downloaded. Again, it's probably in downloads. It should name it according to the name of the course. So this file name, I didn't create it. It automatically created it from the name of the class. Moving down, you want to choose to select all content. You could do specific content if you're only trying to grab part of the class, but most instructors want to use all content. If you're using new quizzes, you definitely want to check this box. This is one of those new features. So if you use new quizzes and you have some fancy question types like categorize or hotspot, you need to check that box. Otherwise, the questions will break. Okay, we need this box checked for all new quizzes to work effectively. And then lastly, we're going to check the box to adjust events and due dates. We're going to use the option to shift the dates, and then we need to get out our academic calendar to figure out what was the old start date, and then we're going to convert the old start date to the new start date, and then do the same. What's the old ending date, and how are we going to convert that to the new ending date? For me, it's going to be August 19th was the fall start date, and I'm going to convert that to January 13th, the new start date. The old end date was December 13th, and the new end date is May 9th. Okay, so now Canvas, when it rolls this content over, will figure out all the math in between to shift all your due dates automatically, so you don't have to go in and change every single assignment due date. It should do it for you. With all of these settings checked, we'll hit import. Again, this could take a little bit of time. When your import is complete, you will see it at the top of the list with hopefully a green completed tag. If something went wrong in the import, you could see a yellow one with issues identified, and you can click and explore those. There's lots of reasons for why that might happen. If this happens, please contact us and we can help you out. But with that done, our import is complete. Now we're going to move into phase 2, the reviewing and editing. So, reminder that you don't want to save this rollover process for Monday of the start of the term, because it's going to take a little bit more time than that. It could take an afternoon for a class depending on how much you got going on. But using the rolling process is still faster than starting from scratch every time.